Welcome to Smart Girl Philippines. I'm Irish, and the topic of today's short talk is the Filipina sex language of cream pies. This is the first video in a series of 12 videos that I'm making about Filipina sex languages. So, first off, let me explain what a Filipina sex language is and why knowing what they are is so important. When a Filipina has sex, she is expressing a need, desire, fear, or secret pleasure. Basically, it means she's using sex to communicate with you. If you can figure out what her sex language is and speak that language back with her, then it means your odds of securing and maintaining a relationship with her are going to be 100 times better. There are 12 common Filipina sex languages, and a typical Filipina is pre-wired or preconditioned to have 3 or 4 main sex languages that she speaks. Personally, I have 4 sex languages that I use to communicate on a regular basis. And there's one I use more than any other. I'm going to be explaining what they all are in this series of videos. But just a word of caution. You should never ask a Filipina what her sex language is because she's either going to be too shy to tell you or she's just going to tell you what she thinks you want to hear. The best way to find out is to simply observe her actions, and that's why I'm going to be sharing clues in each of these videos that will tell you exactly what sex languages she has. And I'm going to be sharing ways you can speak her sex languages back to her in a way that will help you have both a better relationship and have much more sex. So, let's get started with the first Filipina sex language, cream pies. A Filipino might speak this sex language for one of 5 reasons. First, it feels better. Duh! Do you eat a candy bar with the wrapper? No. And do you like cinnamon rolls without any icing? No. We Filipinas don't want plastic inside our bodies, and we don't want a guy pulling out right before we're getting ready to have sweet icing squeezed into our warm pink cinnamon roll. No, 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 no! Leave it inside. Please, just relax. It'll be okay. I want it to look just like the pictures on the menu at Cinnabon. Second, it's about emotional bonding. In the Philippines, when men cheat, they use a condom. So by giving her a cream pie, you're telling her that she's not a mistress and she's not a whore. Putting your load inside of her tells her that she's your Filipina and she loves that warm feeling because it represents real intimacy with someone. We live in a world of bullshit. Most relationships are either simulated or fake. It seems like everyone is lying or making excuses or playing games. So, for a lot of Filipinas, a cream pie is simply a way to prove that a relationship is real. Which leads me to reason number 3, making babies. Filipinas love babies, but we don't just love babies. We want to have babies. And we don't want to wait until our 30s to start doing it. That's why you see lots of Filipinas in their teens and early 20s pumping out lots of kids. This is a great thing because that's what our bodies were designed to do. Our primary purpose in life is to have children and to be mothers. It's natural for a Filipina to finish school and then shift her focus to starting a family in the near future. Without a purpose, most people are lost. And the same is true for Filipinas. We want to have a baby because it's something that gives life meaning. For many Filipinas, getting cream pies is simply a forced function to keep the story of their life moving forward so they can start their own family. And they'll keep getting as many cream pies as they can to make it happen. And quite often, once a Filipina has her first baby, she usually likes to start trying to have a second baby right away. Which leads me to the 4th reason, fertility. The odds of a 35-year-old woman getting pregnant are 50% lower than of an 18-year-old. And by the age of 40, the odds are 85% lower. In short, nature doesn't reward women for putting off having babies until they get older. I believe that society has taken what is supposed to naturally happen and turned it into something that is weird, shameful, or something to be delayed as long as possible. That is simply wrong. The opposite is the truth. I think it's really weird for girls to think that they should be waiting until their 30s to get married and start a family. That's not what nature intended, and that's also when a girl is past her prime and her value in the sexual marketplace of dating has already started to rapidly decline. The reality is that when a Filipina is between the ages of 18 and 24, she's in her sexual prime, and that is when her value in the sexual marketplace of dating is at its peak. And that means it's time to rock and roll. And if she's older than 24, then it's time to move into a bakery where she can get as many cream pies as she can every single day until she gets a bun in her oven. Fifth, locking you down. If a Filipina really likes you, then what better way to make sure that you're permanently connected to her than to have a baby together? Maybe she really likes you and simply wants you to be with her for a long time. Maybe you're the man of her dreams. Maybe she's really attracted to you. Maybe she thinks you would make a great dad. Maybe she knows you're financially stable and would be able to help support and provide for a child. In case you didn't know, a lot of models and celebrities in the Philippines are only half Filipino. So, a lot of Filipinas are more excited about the idea of having a baby with a foreigner because mixed babies are very beautiful. Whatever the reason, it means that the more cream pie she can get from you, the greater her chances of being connected to you in the long term are. Alright, so let's talk about clues and application. The biggest clue that a Filipina has the sex language of cream pies is that she won't let you have sex with her if you're going to use a condom. Another clue is that she won't ever let you pull out. This is obviously the sex language of a lot of Filipinos because we have no shortage of young moms and also single moms here. But no matter what the circumstances, children are a blessing. And wherever there's Filipinas, you're going to find loving, caring, and selfless mothers simply doing their best to care for their families. Of course, some Filipinas might love getting cream pies, but this might not actually be their sex language. So, the easiest way to quickly find out if this isn't her sex language is to try to use a condom when you have sex with her or try pulling out. If she doesn't object, then it either means that this isn't one of her top sex languages or it could mean that you're not her real boyfriend, depending on how long you've known her. Let's talk about application. If your Filipina speaks the language of cream pies, then the best way to speak this language with her is to give her as many cream pies as you can. Duh! Don't ever try to use a condom or try pulling out. Because if you do, then it will be a huge turn-off for her and your relationship probably won't last very long. If you're worried about diseases, it's quick and easy to get tested in the Philippines. And obviously, you shouldn't have sex with any Filipina that you're not willing to have a baby with. Wake up, fuckhead! If this is her sex language, then you have 5 choices. 1, you can simply not have sex with her until you are confident in the relationship and want to proceed with possibly having a baby with her. 2, if you do like the idea of having a baby with her, then you can do your thing and leave it up to Mother Nature to decide what happens. 3, if you're not ready for kids, then you can talk to her about taking birth control pills or shots until the time is right. 4, you can get SNP, But you need to be honest with her so she's not investing in a relationship with someone that she thinks she has a chance of having a baby with. But if she already has kids and is okay with not having any more kids, then this might be a great option. And 5, you can get really good at timing her menstruation so you know when you can give her cream pies with the least likelihood of pregnancy. And here's a hint. The safe zone is usually a week or 2 before menstruation, and the danger zone is usually right after menstruation. Of course, do your own research. Let me conclude by saying that I really love getting cream pies. But this isn't one of my top 4 sex languages, and you'll see why in my upcoming videos. If you don't want to wait, I just released a brand new short book called The 12 Sex Languages of a Filipina that you can download for free. Just click the link in the description below. Just a heads up, the book is intended for mature audiences and it was not written by ChatGPT or an AI. And for the record, as great as a tool that AI is, personally, I hate when I see videos, articles, or books written by AI because it's usually just slop. So, rest assured that this short book is as real, honest, and raw as it gets. If you know me, then you know that I don't like bullshit. And I've included some pictures to keep you entertained as you're scrolling through it. If you think I did a good job, feel free to tip me in proportion to the value you feel you've derived from watching this episode or reading my book by clicking the super thanks button or using my PayPal link in the description below. Of course, I live a very simple life here in the Philippines and I don't need anyone's money. But none of this would be possible without all the people who keep showing up and supporting my efforts. So, thank you very much. And as usual, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button for the good luck of the Philippines. And don't worry, my period starts next week. So, go ahead and fill me up.